I'm Dr. Uche, a practicing physician who's been coaching others to write and publish their biographies since 2013. The first autobiographies I brought to publication were for my dad and granddad, and those took more than 5 years and lots of mistakes. On this channel, I will show you the tools I use to perfect the process so that you can have your biography done in 6 months or less without the delays and mistakes. Remember to subscribe and share with your friends. Let's dig in. Today, I'm going to go through a very practical session. Very easy peasy, to the point. How do I actually get that biography writing started and done? I'm going to take you through a 6-month project. Okay? This is going to be good. So, you've decided you're going to write your story, you want to get it published, you want to get it done for some celebration or whatever the motivation is, or it's just time and you just want to do it now. How do you start? Well, I like to focus on people who've never written before, no prior writing experience, who want to do this really fantastic thing for their family, but they just don't know where to start. These are the sort of folks I focus on helping. And I want to show you a very easy way, your biography done method that I developed that's meant to take you from zero to hero. Okay, you get it done in 6 months. This can be done for the average person. So first of all, you decide you're going to do this. What's the next thing? You decide, what time of the day am I going to carve out to do this? Okay, we're all busy, but I think that failing to plan is planning to fail. All right, so before you decide on a project, you have to decide what time you have to actually work on that project. So for some people, it might be lunch hour. Maybe you have half an hour over lunch to sit and write something, or it might be you have 30 minutes before your day begins, okay? Or it might be, in my case, it's mostly maybe an hour before I go to bed that I have time to do a few things. So everyone is different. You figure out what part of the day you can carve out some time. Figure out how many times, how many days in a week you can do that. I think for it to be most successful, you need to be able to carve out time 3 to 4 days every week, okay? Just as an average, okay? You can do more, obviously. I don't think doing less is gonna help you to get in the 6-month sort of frame of things, okay? So minimum 3 to 4 days a week. Now you've carved out your time, what's the next? There you go. This is the next. Get a copy of this. How to write your family biography, great questions to use in gathering family history. It is my publication. It is available on Amazon. This is meant to help someone who has no prior writing experience go from initial thought to a done biography where you have your first draft done, okay? All you have to do is look through the questions, answer the questions as they apply, right? So a few things may not apply to you, and that's okay. You only have to look at things that apply in your life and try and work through and answer the questions. The early years, for example, you answer questions like, what's your full name? How were you named after birth? Do you have other names? Can you remember any event you were told that happened around the time of your birth? That sort of thing. Who welcomed you? Do you know anything about your father's origins, your mother's origins? That sort of thing. Then we move on to toddler years, and I've included questions that one could answer that apply to every particular part of your early and middle and even later life. Growing up, okay? Going to school, and so on and so forth. So again, you've carved out some time, so you're going to answer these questions one at a time as they apply. Now, when you're done answering these questions, this is a huge chunk of the project done. The next thing you want to do is you want to start assembling pictures, letters from years ago that you have in your possession, or your parent or your family records. You want to assemble and organize them. You want to annotate, label, say who is in each picture, and so on. And you should be able to organize them in such a way that you can put them next to each section. For example, if I had pictures of my first picture of life and so on, I'll probably put it in the early years. I'll probably put it time of birth, right? I'd put it around this section and so on and so forth. If I had pictures about being at school, I'd probably put it in the going to school section. So you want to have a bunch of pictures and letters, things that apply, and you want to find a way to put them near the end of each particular section, the questions you've answered, I mean, okay? So when you're done with that, guess what? Your draft is done. I think the average person can do this in 3 to 4 months. Okay, as long as you carve out at least 30 minutes to an hour of time every day, and you can do it 3 to 4 days a week at minimum, okay? And you have 3 to 4 months, you should have your first draft done. This is not about perfection. I think done is better than perfect here. You want to have a concise story that makes sense for you, for your family. You want to have the important things in it. Okay, and the rest can be done later. Things like proofreading and editing, those can be done a bit later. But this is what I wanted to say. You need to get your biography done and stay under the 6-month time frame in my program. Now, I do help people write and publish their biography. I do have a coaching program. I will leave a link for those who are interested in signing on to learn more about it. But whatever the case, in 3 to 4 months, my clients usually have their first draft done, and then we spend the next 2 months doing the final touches, you know, the editing, the proofreading, the formatting, the story, the cover creation for the biography, the published book, and ultimately doing the self-publication on a self-publishing platform. That's it for today. I hope this will spur you to get started in writing your biography and maybe getting it ready for a celebration you have this year. I'll see you in my next video.